stand for the out-of-bounds violation.
You know, and some people might argue, hey, we're stopping the game, but this uses up a timeout, so that's technically already a break that could happen regardless of the call staying the same.
Pass to York. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Murray against Miller. And what a play, just snatched out of the air. Credit the block. Here's Z. Hasn't made one yet. Pass to Duran. Here's Z. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Shot's good by Miller.
And great play by the young guy. Miller doesn't let the clock disrupt this motion.
Here's York. He's coming off a 16-point game against Chicago.
And a lot of those points came at the free throw line.
Really because of his aggression.
He was playing the game with force, always catching his man on his heels.
Here's Z. He feeds it to Williams. And there's the pass to Z. Over to the wing. There's Ball with the 3, and it's the Hornets another 3.
And Ball continues to show he can drain threes. The defense must adjust or he is going to keep doing damage.
Now here's Johnson. 11 points for him in that last game against the Bulls in Chicago. Claxton, here's more, and 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Greg, they're in a rhythm offensively, really cooking.
And the opposition looks helpless to stop them right now. Oh, easy money for Miller. He just generates offense.
Here's Johnson. Nothing on the board. Shot to stop the run. Williams with the block. Ball, the pass to Z. Back to Ball. And Ball slams it in.
And a little bit of showmanship from Ball on that slam, displaying some athletic ability.
And the Nets decide to take their first time out here. Last time they came together was in Charlotte, where they fell to the Hornets.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting, they'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
And a lot of that begins with effort. Putting in the work and closing out possession should make this a much more contested game.
Stolen away. Here's Z. Claxton covering. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
And with a few games in the books, Greg, what's the key for coaches during this part of the season?
And Kevin, if I were a head coach, I'd be trying to nail down my best 5. NBA games are mostly decided in that final 3 or 4 minutes. So I want to know who I can trust when it matters most.
Nets trail by 6. Murray outside. Knocks it loose. To the middle. Here's Johnson. And Johnson with the stuff.
It really seems like everyone in the league can elevate these days. And Johnson, well, he's no exception.
Z can't get it to go. And Murray's got the ball here for Brooklyn. Passes it to Johnson. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That's on Jalen Duran.
It's a luxury to have a guy like Johnson that can bang down low and knock him down at the stripe.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Hornets.
So far, they haven't had to force anything. They're swinging the ball around and turning good passing into points.
And on top of that, they've been asserting themselves offensively, getting a good chunk of their points from inside.
And if you listen to Cam Johnson talk about shooting, my goodness, RJ, he is a student of the game.
Studies a lot of different shooters, constantly analyzing his own footwork. And you know what? The result speaks for themselves.
Here's Z. Still yet to score, and he comes up with the deuce. And the Hornets lead by 4.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Here's York. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game. Three-pointer. Rebound by Williams.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
Did a great job closing the gap, making the shooter feel uncomfortable. And to put things simply, this has not been his quarter.
Pass to York. A 3-ball. Pocket 6. The Hornets pull it in. Duran's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Okay, so if I were to say this was a disaster of a period for him, it would be an understatement. But hey, sometimes you got to shoot your way out of the slump, even for him.
Z can't get it to go.
This is hard to watch. You might want to put the kids to bed. This man still has not hit a shot this quarter.
Out to the right wing. Some nice pass in here by Charlotte. Here's Williams. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Nets trail by 6. Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, they need to regroup and maybe try and draw something up that can get them a clean look at the basket.
That's right, fans. It's time to make some noise. Put your hands in the air. Let me see you.
Substitutions on the court.
And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. The Hornets number 1.
I mean, no doubt for me that they've hit their stride the last few weeks. I mean, they are punishing the defenses with that up-tempo style.
They get a hand on it. Nurkic with the steal. Fast break now for Charlotte. Here's Carrington. Rebounded by Tucker. Brooklyn's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Lets it go from the wing. And shot off.
And if they want to mount a comeback here, they need him to get going. It's just that simple.
Hard to fathom, but he is really fluid in terms of getting up and down the floor. Bo making himself a capable threat all over the floor.
Here's Ruiz. Bobo making his last shot.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Here's Z. Still without a basket. Drains it from beyond the arc. Here's York. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Pass to Ruiz. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Here's Z. They get it again. Here's Carrington. And the pass to Z. 6 to shoot. Pass to Carrington. A three-pointer off the mark. Nets trail by 6. Passes it to York. And there's the drive. And Ball sends it back.
They are losing because he is struggling so bad, and he has not looked comfortable all game. And let's be honest, they're winning in spite of his atrocious shooting performance.
Got a piece of it. One-on-one here. Here's Z. The shot falls for only his second bucket, 2 for 9.
And when he gets in his head that he's going to get to the basket, very little you can do defensively.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Z. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's his second foul committed with a lot of game left. You gotta be careful.
Charlotte making a switch here. Pickett's checked in. We've got 1:18 left to play in the first quarter. Here's York. The feed to Wilkins. And the rebound by Nurkic. Charlotte leading by 8. Bridges outside. Bull up top. Here's Pickett. And he also played a big role in that last game with Detroit.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. There's 39 seconds left in the first quarter.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
For Brooklyn, they have made 2 and missed 2 at the line tonight.
2 times.
The first one falls. And he makes both free throws. Charlotte leading by 8. Pass to Carrington. Here's Pickett. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. The Hornets shooting their second and third shots at the line right here. And he knocks down the first one. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
Absolutely stone cold at the line thus far.
Pass to Doherty. Kicks to Tucker. We've got 13 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Shot clock at 5. The Nets need to get a shot off here. And the Nets miss again. And so it's Charlotte ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. We come back right after this. Glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we've been watching from the Hornets.
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Yeah, they're putting pressure on all the ball handlers, getting into the passing lanes and showing great anticipation.
On the court for the Hornets. Up it forward, it's Miller and Bridges. Then it's Durant. Then there's LaMelo Ball. And it's Pickett in at the 1. Here's Rui. Following the basket by LaMelo Ball.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
Charlotte leading by 9. It's hauled in by Claxton. Claxton's got 4 rebounds now tonight. For 3, Bridges. It's hauled in by Claxton. Claxton's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Doherty. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Bridges attacking. That's a miss, his second after 2 shots.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Doherty against Miller. Stolen by Ball. Fast break now for Charlotte. And there's Bridges on the assist by Miller. Bridges has got the lead up to 11 now for Charlotte.
And not just the score. Miller can dish it as well, showing great vision on that play.
Now the pass to Doherty. All sorts of time. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Doherty's got his first 2 points of the night. On the wing, Miller. Bridges passes the ball. There's the lock to Duren.
Good creation by Ball off that pick and roll. He can find clever ways to beat the defense.
Passes to Wilkins. Miller against Doherty. Moore outside. Back to Doherty. The Nets working the ball around now. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Johnson comes in for Wilkins. And Murray subbed in for Doherty. Charlotte leading by 11. Here's Z. Buries the long-range jumper. Z's got 8 points.
And Ball is a proven distributor. He's got a real talent for spotting the cracks in the D.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. Greg, you look at the great coaches. What are 1 or 2 of the most important qualities for success that you see?
Well, for me, Kevin, I think you got to be able to adapt tactically. I mean, that's huge, and especially in the playoffs. But most important, can you motivate and unify a locker room? That leadership quality is what really puts a coach over the top.
Quickly, let's check out the league leaders in assists. Well, you look at Z, an uncommonly gifted passer, leading the league in assists.
It's hard to argue with his status as the best passer in the NBA right now. He just distributes the ball so well.
To the paint, here's Moore. It's rebounded by Z.
If they want to come back, he needs to be better.
It's stolen by Johnson. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Well, Kevin, we are seeing a new generation taking over the NBA. Commissioner Adam Silver says stars can be created much quicker these days. Sports is a meritocracy and talent gets rewarded. With a social media community in the billions for basketball and a global market for talent, new and different stars end up emerging. Kevin?
Which is always good for the game. Great to see. And David, a great report again from you. Thank you. And the shot is good. Duren's got 4 points in the quarter.
How frustrating for the defense. You get the stop, but then fail to block out.
And you can see them just deflate after giving up that score. And they know that they can't dig themselves out of this hole if they're allowing second chance points.
2 points. That one goes. Duren's got 6.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Yeah, that's nice execution, running with purpose and creating an easy scoring opportunity off the break.
Let's see what the Brooklyn Nets have coming up. On Wednesday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the New York Knicks. And then on Saturday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the Boston Celtics.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing. But it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
Both shots good from the stripe. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for the Hornets. Pass to Z. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ball's got 3 assists now in this one. Nets trail by 16. Johnson outside. From 12 feet out. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
They have been bored
dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Z the pass to Miller. Here's Z. Sinks the three-pointer. He's got 13.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
And it's because they're not playing in a rush. They're just letting their shots come naturally within the flow of the offense.
To the inside, Duran. Good defense by Claxton. The Nets have gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. Kicks it out to Johnson. Back to Murray. Pass to Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. And again, it's the Nets missing. Hornets leading by 19. The pass to Z. From beyond the arc. That shot off the mark.
And even though he hasn't been himself, it hasn't affected his team too much. They've still got the lead.
Pass to Ruiz. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Second personal foul.
That's on Jalen Duran. The Nets have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight.
Ruiz stepping to the line with 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. Mark Williams is checked in for Duran. He hits the second from the line. Here's Ball. 26 points for him last game against Detroit.
And we have to mention his rebounding. It wasn't all about the offense. He battled his tail off down low.
And the rejection by Claxton. Nets trail by 18. On the wing, Murray. Pass to Ruiz. He kicks to Johnson. The Nets working the ball around now. And there's a whistle. That goes on Z. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
The Nets making a switch here. York's checked in. Here's Claxton. 11 points for him in that last game against the Bulls in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, and he was piling up the blocks, too, for them. And it's about more than just that number. It's about getting into shooters' heads, taking full advantage of a gap in the mid-range coverage.
Back to Ball. And the rejection by Claxton. Here's Z. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
For Charlotte, they have shot 1 of 3 from the line tonight, missing 2 earlier on.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Nets trail by 19. Here's York. Unloads from 13. No good. Still playing with the cold hand. Makes him just 1 for 8. Z the pass to Williams. Here's Z. Offensive rebound. And the rejection by Claxton. On the wing, Murray. 14 points from him the last game against the Bulls in Chicago.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. Now here's Williams. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Williams has got 8.
As the game has gone along, they've gotten more and more aggressive on the backboard.
Pass to Moore. Looking to get it going. Hornets with the rebound. Williams has got 6 rebounds in the game. Claxton with the steal. In transition, here come the Nets. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Hornets leading by 17. Here's Z. The shot misses. The pass to Moore. Here's York. Claxton inside. He's guarded by Williams. Claxton no good. Charlotte has gotten cold from deep in the second quarter. Just 2 of 6 from long range.
He may not have that traditional power forward build, but his bounce, well, that kind of levels the playing field.
And for Brooklyn, they're shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. Passes it to Murray. Kick out to Moore. Clock at 6. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The Hornets shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. Lets a floater go, and it's good. 2 points. And that's now 18 points for Z.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Claxton. Pass to York. To the right side. Moore inside. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got his 8th rebound here tonight.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Buries it from 3-point range. 21 points for Z.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And guys, to go on a big run, get some breathing space, it has to be a great play on each end.
Pass to Johnson. Can they get it? And Ball sends it back.
And that massive wingspan coming into play there. Ball uses it to perfection to block shots.
Nurkic checked in for the Hornets. And there's a minute 45 left in the first half. Murray kicks to Wilkins. Just 5 on the clock. Lets it fly from 18. York, good. York's got 4 this quarter.
Found some space to get off the mid-range, and he'll do damage from there if you let him.
Pass to Carrington. Over Moore, and it's Carrington missing. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep here in the second. There's 1:17 left here in the second. Moore dishes to Tucker. Murray outside. The Hornets pull it in. Here's Z. He's got 21, and he gets it to go.
He's looked practically unstoppable this quarter. The defense, yeah, well, they haven't had many answers for him.
Another steal. Finished off the break. Z's got 25 points in the game.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
The pass to Wilkins. Moore outside. The rebound by Carrington.
He might be getting in his head a little bit, trying to get something going, but he's still scoreless in the quarter.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's Z. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that. And it's Moore penetrating. Here's Wilkins. Off target at the rim. Got it up. It's not going to go for it. And so it's Charlotte ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. And we'll be right back after this. wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. We've seen Z really having a great game.
What a welcome surprise that first half. Went above and beyond his usual scoring output.
And I like that they had the confidence in him to keep calling his number.
Down on the block, it's Johnson with Claxton. Then there's Murray, and it's Moore in at the 2. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
And with the break in the action, let's look at the stats for Moore. He's putting up 9 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. And you look at his huge role in their offense, a major contributor as far as putting up points.
He's just a natural scorer and someone this offense leans on to help shoulder the load and lead the charge.
Here's Z. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Taken 3rd overall in 2020, LaMelo Ball is a unique player. Like his brother Lonzo, very tall at the point at 6'6", and he'd much rather pass it than shoot it.
That's good from Ball. Charlotte making a switch here. Williams is checked in. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting it pretty sorry. 29% from the floor here. Moore with it. He takes it in. Hornets with the rebound. Miller's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Z. He's covered by Murray, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Charlotte shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
0-0. 2 shots.
That's good from Z. Both free throws good from Z. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. He swipes the ball away again. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end.
And here are the Nets. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. From outside the arc, that falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. And that's now 30 points for Z.
They're in strong position coming down the stretch, and he is a big reason why.
Johnson down low. Duran's on him. Murray outside. Over Miller. Murray, no good.
That's not how you want to come out of the break. 3 straight misses. They need to settle in quick.
Duran trying to break free. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
13.
The Hornets have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far.
Number 00. Yeah, the line with 2 shots.
No good on that one. And he sinks the second. And the Nets with possession here. Still looking for their first bucket of the second half. Z the pass to Williams. Ball with a wide open look. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Ball's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, the corner is not a problem for Ball. He's confident he can make that.
Here's York. And just miss after miss right now.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
In a major drought, you need to find some sort of momentum.
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
It's caused them to pull away a bit. Let's see if they can keep the train on the tracks.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Knocked away. Williams with the steal. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Here's Duran. And Duran slams it in. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 10 rebounds.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
Oh, yeah, they're doing a terrific job not giving this hostile crowd anything to cheer about.
Now here's Murray. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Hits the three-point bomb. Moore's got his third basket of the night right there.
A much-needed bucket after clanking their first 4 shots.
Passes it to Duran. Here's Z. Six to shoot. It's Miller on the wing with the shot. Rebounded by Moore. Moore's got his 5th rebound in this one. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Moore's got 9 points.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Here's Z. Rebound, Brooklyn. Here's York. 6 points for him. Here's Z. That's good. And it's Miller with the assist. Miller's got 3 assists tonight. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Hornets.
They've been just suffocating on defense the whole game. Look at their shot blocking. The opposition doesn't have any room to breathe.
And also, they've made it a point to push it off turnovers. They're playing smart and alert, capitalizing on mistakes.
And yes, it's good.
And more than just a jump shooter, Miller's very good around the rim. A rare quality for a wing these days.
Dishes it to Moore. Driving inside. Excellent D there from Ball. Charlotte's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the 3rd quarter so far. Williams passes the ball. Fader on the way, and there's the bucket as Williams finishes it off. He's got 10.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Pass to Murray. Tipped away. Williams with the block. Down low. Here's Duran. And Duran slams it in.
He gives up a bit of size at the center position, but his leaping ability, well, let's just say that makes up for it.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Brooklyn Nets. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Shot clock at 6, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession.
Substitutions on the court.
Four on the clock. York can't hit.
Gotta find easier shots when you're already struggling. That's not gonna get it.
Here's Pickett. Wilkins grabs the miss. Wilkins has got 4 rebounds in this game. To the middle. They could use a bucket. Jordy, no luck. And for the Hornets, they're shooting it beautifully here in the 3rd. 56% from the field. Here's Ball, and there's another one for the Hornets.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here's Ruiz. 12 points for him from downtown. Rebounded by Pickett. Charlotte has gone 2 of 2 from long range in the 3rd quarter so far. Miller outside. Back to Bridges. Wilkins with the defensive effort. Nets shooting just 26% out there. A terrible showing from an offense capable of much better. Jordy, no luck. Hornets shooting it up around 51%. They're getting good looks. Floats it up for Williams. And it's Williams finishing it off.
Substitution.
6 points for him. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. On the court for the Hornets, you got Jalen Duren. Nurkic is out there with Z. And it's Salon in at the 3.
He's so strong when he goes to work on the glass. One opening is all he'll need to finish the play, even if it's just a tip-in.
Nabbing another steal.
And he's just been able to anticipate their every move.
Yeah, you're right. An absolute pest on the defensive end. Pass to Z. Shoots a 3. Hornets now working with the new shot clock. Here's Duren. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Second personal foul.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
RJ, what have you noticed about the young players that enter the NBA today?
Unfortunately, the NBA is now tasked with teaching players how to play basketball. The NBA wasn't a teaching league 20 years ago. Now it is. A lot of players are spending their first, second, and even third year learning how to play basketball. That was not always the case. They used to go to college and play for Hall of Fame coaches for 4 years.
And the first one at the line is good. And good on the second, so he makes them both. The Nets have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Here's Beekman. Knocked loose. It's blocked. And a fast break now for the Hornets. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Nurkic, the pass to Duren. Here's Z. Just 5 to shoot. There's the pass to Pickett. Here's Z. And again, the Hornets missing. Brooklyn's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. And he drives in. Feeds it to Johnson. Duren pulls it in. Duren's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. Here's Z. He's covered by Murray. Pickett passes to Z. To the left side wing. There's the triple. Brooklyn with the rebound. Here's Beekman inside. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's on Jalen Duren. And it seems a new era is upon us, GA. A lot of young stars and young teams vying for the status of household names.
Kevin, the casual fans might have to update their frame of reference, right? Especially since a lot of these new stars are playing in smaller markets.
So Johnson hits 2 of them. Greg, we know players are not shy about criticizing officiating. Anything you try to change or improve with the way the game is called?
Well, I like when the players and the refs get together in the offseason to go over video examples. And I think one thing that's important is you got to have relationships between the players and the officials. And then I think the fans can also then kind of get on the same page. There are going to be missed calls out there. That will never change.
Here's Z. His 3-pointers off the mark. For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Murray dishes to Johnson. Nets passing it around. Here's Hood Schifino. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Schifino. Assist. Reese Beekman.
Charlotte's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. Pickett passes to Z, right wing. The NBA has always been a star-driven league, Greg, and that's reflected in team strategies now more than ever before.
It is. All over the league, teams now building their systems around their stars, surrounding them with complementary players and running the offense through them as much as possible.
Takes it inside. Beekman. Rebounded by Pickett. The Hornets shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. To the paint. Here's Z. To the middle. Deflects the pass. Shot's good by Duren. Duren's got 20.
Well, he's been doing it all night. Why not go back to him?
Yeah, just keep feeding him. That guy is a man on a mission. And the defense, well, they don't have much of an answer.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. Z can't get it to go. Nets have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Here's Hood-Schifino. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got 4 assists now tonight.
Just a textbook lead pass right there, putting it right where it needed to be.
Now, here's Nurkic. Here's Z. Tries again. And Nurkic lays it in.
Working hard on the boards, Nurkic understands his teammates depend on him to go after the glass.
Here's Hood-Schifino. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Solon's got his 5th rebound in this one. Z. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And this year's draft class considered to be one of the weaker classes in recent years.
I don't believe in a such thing as a weak draft class. There is always going to be a player or multiple players that stand out. Understand, even if you're drafting 60 players, if 5 of them turn out to be legitimate players, that's a good draft class.
The Nets making a switch here. Tucker's checked in.
He's dialed up his aggression here in the second half, consistent in working himself to the line.
Here's Johnson, and it's blocked. Here's Z.
Flying high and throwing it down with the one-handed.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Here's Beekman. On the wing, Johnson. Driving to the basket. Nurkic with the block.
Oh, the 7-foot Nurkic sending it back.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
4th personal foul. 3rd team foul. Shooting for Charlotte. Number 00. Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good, so it's both teams making substitutions here. Both free throws good from Z. Brooklyn's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Passes to Ruiz. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
He knocked down a 3 in the first quarter, but he's still been unable to connect from deep past the break.
And we've got a whistle. The refs are indicating it's a transition take foul. It's going to be a shot and the ball. Some people, RJ, have called for fewer regular season games. Could that help?
Absolutely not. If Kareem Abdul-Jabbar can take commercial flights and have to stay the night over and play 82 games,
so no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that about wraps it up. So for our reporter, David Aldridge, and our analysts, Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. We thank you for watching tonight's game. So long. You